Twilight. The thrill of the hunt rises with each passing minute. Time for the Victory HT from Carl Zeiss, the brightest premium binoculars in the world. Never before have binoculars been able to lengthen the observing time to such a decisive extent. Never before have binoculars possessed such high contrast and brightness. The Victory HT, a revolution born out of tradition. Just like the past 160 years, the Victory HT is manufactured at Carl Zeiss in a complex yet fine handmade process, combined with the latest production methods, based on the most recent research and by using the best materials. Uniquely brilliant high transmission glass from Schott, an Aberkönig prism system, and an advanced Carl Zeiss T-Star multi-layer coating. This is the concept for more than 95% light transmission. A large focusing wheel set a long way forwards for relaxed and precise focusing without the need for further correction. This is our Comfort Focus concept. Extremely robust double-link bridge with highest mechanical precision ensures maximum durability even under the toughest conditions with an elegant design. Only a perfect product leaves our house. This is the moment we work for. Binoculars for generations. The Victory HT from Carl Zeiss.
This video assumes that you've already watched the setting up your digital camera adapter video and have your camera correctly mounted on the scope. Hi, my name is Steve Ingram, and I'm here to get you off on the right foot with your Zeiss digiscoping rig, your diascope, and the digital camera adapter, the DCA, and a small compact digital camera or even a DSLR. With just a little practice, you'll be able to go out in the field and bring back images like these. Sharp, intimate, close-up, wonderful images of the wildlife that you encounter in the field. With today's digital compacts, you can even capture full-motion HD video. There's nothing like it to show off the beauty of the creatures that you come in contact with in the field. We'll begin with basic camera settings in just a moment, but before that, let me give you a tip. When you start out, practice on the easy stuff. Don't go after birds like I've been showing you pictures of. Find a big bird like a great blue heron that stands still and gives you a chance to get focused and take your first pictures. Or the common birds like the gulls you find around on the beach. Or even practice on wildflowers in your garden. They provide nice stationary subjects for your practice. Remember, practice on the easy stuff. So let's talk about the basic camera settings. All cameras are different, but the same set of basic settings will get you started. Your controls may be in a menu system controlled by buttons on the back of the camera, or in addition you may have a dial on top of the camera that allows you to set certain functions. Whatever your camera is like, the first step is to set it on program, not auto. There are times when auto exposure just won't be able to handle the full range of tones in the image. Birds, white birds on a sunny day, are a special problem. There you'll want to be able to use exposure compensation, which is only available in the program setting. You will be able to use certain auto features like auto white balance. Set your flash so that it doesn't fire. If you have a continuous setting that takes one picture after another as long as you hold the shutter down, set it at that. For focus, set it in the center of the frame and use the smallest setting you can, center focus or a small frame. If your camera has a continuous focus option or a servo autofocus, set it for that. That'll make your life simpler in the field. Finally, I use center-weighted metering. On rare occasions, when the bird or the animal is small in the frame, spot metering might be a better choice. These are good settings to start with. As you gain more experience in the field, you'll want to experiment with the full range of settings that your camera offers. To go over that once more, that would be program setting for the times you want to use exposure compensation, auto white balance, flash off, continuous or sequential shooting, center or spot autofocus, continuous or servo autofocus, center or spot auto exposure. So you have your camera set up. Now before we go on to taking your first picture, I'm going to give you one more tip. Look at this shutter release. It's a remote cable release, a universal bracket that holds a standard camera cable release over the shutter button of a point-and-shoot camera. You'll notice that I've attached it to the bottom of my DCA with a wing nut. Mine is from srbgryton.com in England. Now let's take our first picture. Swing the camera out of the way so that you can focus. You're always going to focus using the eyepiece of the scope. Find your bird. Establish the best focus you possibly can. Then swing the camera back in. Turn it on if necessary. You may have to adjust it a little to get the bird or the animal back in the center. You may have to zoom the camera to get rid of the vignetting. Then press the shutter halfway so it focuses through the eyepiece, and then take your picture. If the bird or animal moves, you'll need to refocus. Slide the camera back away from the eyepiece, swing it out of the way. Refocus. Swing the camera back in, drop it down against the stop, and then press the shutter halfway and take your picture. Letting the camera find focus through the eyepiece is important. You want to press the shutter halfway until you see the focus indicator, and then take the picture. Once more, press the shutter halfway until you see the focus indicator, and only then take your picture. Should you zoom the scope, you'll need to refocus. Sometimes even when you zoom the camera. So you'll loosen the screw, pull the camera back, slide it out of the way, refocus as needed, flip the camera back in, loosen, drop it down against the stop, press the shutter halfway until it achieves focus, and then take your picture. So you've taken your first pictures with your Zeiss digiscoping rig. Soon you'll be bringing back pictures like these of the birds and the animals that you encounter in the field. Digiscoping is a lot of fun. It does take some practice and some patience, but you've made a good start by purchasing the Zeiss Diascope and the digital camera adapter. All that's left now is some practice and the fun. For over 160 years, Zeiss has provided a premium experience of nature. A view that is uniquely bright, sharp, and vivid. The Zeiss look, uniquely Zeiss. Pure magnification. Pure illumination. When you look through a Zeiss premium binocular, it is as close to having nothing in front of your eyes as we can make it. It is like you are suddenly 8 or 10 times closer, seeing your world in all its rich, vivid, undistorted glory. And at dawn or dusk, or in deep forest shade or heavy overcast, it is like someone turned on the lights. Color pops, detail floods your eye. That is the view we work for. That is the Zeiss Premium View. And now, the Conquest HD brings that view to a whole new class of affordable premium optics. HD lens system with ED glass, low-detect protective coatings, elegant design and comfortable grip, wide fields of view, close focus. Compare the Conquest HD to optics costing up to twice as much. We're sure you will agree. All the view, half the price. In fact, we are so sure we are staking our reputation on it. Conquest HD, from Carl Zeiss Sports Optics.
Hi, I'm Mark with Hey Needle, and if you're looking for a premium optic in a compact and lightweight package, then you're going to love the Zeiss 10x42 Terra ED binoculars. The high-performance ED lens system, which features the Carl Zeiss multi-coating process, provides optimal image quality and color rendering with razor-sharp outlines and crystal-clear images. Pair this with the high-quality roof prisms and the 42mm objective lenses for an exceptionally wide view and vivid images even in low light. The textured center focus knob allows you to quickly and easily adjust the magnification even with gloves on, so you can zoom in up to 10 times your normal sight view. Plus, they provide precision at close quarters so you can see the finest details. The lightweight, contoured body makes these easy to grip even during periods of prolonged viewing or with gloves on. The rugged protective armor can handle even the most demanding days in the field. Plus, they're water and fog proof so you can view in wet conditions. And the twist-up eye cups facilitate easy positioning of the eyes at the correct eye point to provide comfortable viewing. Plus, the longer eye relief is ideal for those who wear eyeglasses. It also comes equipped with this comfortable neck strap and these durable lens covers that help protect your optics. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about the Zeiss 10x42 Terra ED binoculars.
I owned a lot of different optics from different manufacturers, and when you really try them in the very last shootable light of the day, you see those differences between the brands. But Zeiss are always the brightest. Victory HT is a lot more than just a new binocular generation from Carl Zeiss. It's a revolution in binocular design. We got the brightest optics with up to more than 95% in light transmission. We got the comfort focus concept for perfect ergonomics and the double link bridge for a maximum in durability and precision. Victory HT is the brightest pair of binoculars on the world markets by far. We have an advantage of maybe 5 to 10 minutes more in the very last shootable light or in the very first shootable light of the day. In order to exceed the 95% light transmission level, we use what we call the HT concept. A HT concept consists of 3 elements. First of all, a new glass type that allows for the first time in history almost 100% light transmission ratio. So this HT glass from shot is visibly brighter than conventional optical glass. But there is another key difference to conventional binoculars out there. Zeiss traditionally uses Aberkönig prisms instead of conventional Schmidt-Bechern prisms. Aberkönig prisms work completely without mirrors and consequently almost light loss free by definition. And there is a third secret on how to build the world's brightest binoculars. The legendary Carl Zeiss T-star multi-coatings that reduce reflections to an absolute minimum while enhancing contrast, especially in extreme low light conditions. Because as a hunter, that's exactly what you need in the field, light. It's not only the brightest binoculars in the world, it's also the most ergonomic piece of optics ever built. The diameter of the focusing wheel is 23% wider than with conventional designs. Plus, the notably long transmission gives you both a far more precise control of the focal point and more comfort, especially when wearing gloves. That's what we call comfort focus concept, comfortably finding the focal point.
We got a copy of Passion magazine in the office the other day, and in it was a story about how the guys from Zeiss tried to destruction test one of their Conquest HD binoculars. The kind of thing that might go wrong in the field, dropping them from a high seat, running over them with a 4x4. They even shot the binoculars, and they still survived. But can that really be true?
Actually, it works. Take a look.
So these are still crystal clear. The focus wheel works, a little bit gritty, but people would probably consider, you know, it's a precision optical instrument. They're going to think that they're not capable of putting up with this kind of punishment.
Yeah, we were surprised as well, to be honest. So to shoot at it was our last torture, and it was no problem actually. The shot pellets, they got stuck in the rubber surface, but that was it. So
yeah.
We were surprised as well.
Okay, you work in marketing, you're bound to say nice things about your own product. So we've come over to find out whether or not they really are as tough as you say.
You're absolutely welcome to test it on your own. So we are prepared, and we got a bino, so go for it. Yeah, this is your victim for today, so do me one favor, please don't be gentle. So
I'll try.
You will, I'm sure.
So here we are then, kid at Christmas time with my factory fresh boxed Conquest HD binoculars worth about €1,000, and apparently I've got to try and break them. Not looking forward to this.
Take it out of the box, Tom!
Well, the box is pretty sturdy, but apparently I'm not going to get away with it that easily. It just feels so wrong to take something which normally we'd be cherishing and looking after and taking good care of to last us a lifetime, and to treat it like this. I know what you're thinking. How likely is it that you're going to drop your binoculars from the high seat? Well, actually, it's surprisingly easy. Oh, 4. The things you see. So, test 1 complete. I've chucked these things out of that high stand 20 times for various shots, and so far so good. The eye cups are still working. Focus wheel is still working. I think we're going to have to try a bit harder. So we're just going to stop for a quick lunch break now. We're going to wait for the Zeiss guys to come and join us. Give the binoculars a bit of a rest. Just going to put them here out of the way. Then I think, time for a quick bite to eat, I think. So we haven't really made much of an impression on these yet.
No, not at all.
And to be fair, a bit of fun that was, but it wasn't a real test because there's some fairly serious packaging in there, lots of padding, a big cardboard box. But what kind of scenario are we hoping to recreate now?
You are on a rush, you need to be back home early, you drop them off your pocket or just out of the backpack, and you keep on going, and you simply roll over it with your 4x4. Okay. This is the situation which can happen, and well, let's do so. If you don't trust us running over it in a box, we do it without, no worries. Okay, and we've got a 1.7 ton Isuzu D-Max, which is Rudiger's personal vehicle, and we're not on soft mud here, are we? This is a rock hard track, so that this is going to be taking the full weight of the vehicle. Yes.
Okay,
so
let's do it.
I'll get behind the steering wheel and you give me instructions.
This is going to break my heart to do this, but let's find out if it breaks the binoculars. Keep going. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. A bit more. Stop. I think it's safe to say they're squashed. Well, they were fairly comprehensively crushed by that. We've got lots of dust, lots of tire marks, but the hinge still works perfectly. The eye cups still work perfectly. Focus wheel still works perfectly. There's a little bit of resistance about there. Let's see what they look like through the lens. Crystal. The only thing I can feel that's different to when they were brand new out of the box is there's now a slight stiffness in the focus wheel, but other than that, pretty much perfect. So it's one thing putting them on the floor and running them over, but what happens if you leave them on the roof of your truck and they get clattered down the road? Okay, so we've got a few signs of minor physical damage now. Got a bit of chip into the metalwork here, and this little plastic bit on the side, which is where your strap would go, that's been crushed. But still, we've got a little bit of stiffness in that eye cup, still works. That one feels fine, diopter adjustment's fine, focus wheel is fine, optics are pin sharp. Got to try harder. Okay, so now we're going to try and simulate a lifetime of crawling through the undergrowth, having it hanging from your neck, dangling on the rocks. We obviously haven't got a lifetime to do it, so we're going to try and simulate that in about 10 seconds with the help of a rope and a pickup truck. Safe to say they are now showing some signs of wear, but then they have just done about 1 kilometre up this tarmacked forest track at speeds up to about 40 kilometres an hour, which is pretty serious, let's be honest. And like I said, this is not a mud track. We've got some issues now with the eye cups. You know, they're feeling a little bit stiff. Diopter adjustment's still working. Focus wheel is still working, and okay, I've got a bit of dust on the lens, but I can still see okay through them. They're still sharp. I can still focus.
Still work.
I can't actually believe that. Do you treat your binoculars like this?
It's very nice, very nice, very good.
Bit of slobber, but I think we need to check their waterproofing capabilities a little bit more seriously than a bit of spit. We found this lovely tranquil fishing lake in the forest. Apparently it's very good. There's carp, zander, pike in here. Sadly we haven't bought any fishing gear, but we are going to give the Conquest a swim, see if we can clean them up a bit and find out whether or not they still retain their waterproof properties. So here we go. Not liking how much gas is coming up. Okay, let's see if we've got a bite. I reckon they've survived that. Try again.
Oh, no water inside, clear picture. Focus wheel is working. Works.
And they're a bit cleaner now.
And now they are clean actually, that's good.
Yet another test passed with flying colours. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So we've put these binoculars through a right hammering so far today, and when the Zeiss guys originally did the story, they found, as we've found today, that even though they punished them incredibly hard, the binoculars still survived. So they thought, what can we do which is above and beyond the Call of Duty? So they actually decided to shoot the binocular. It's not something we'd recommend you try at home, but we've got a selection of hunting cartridges here. We've got our trusty binoculars that are still going strong, and we're going to blast them.
Let's go, have fun. Ear protection, safety glasses, shotgun.
Talent. So we're going to start with a Rottweil steel game, number 4, and move our way up from there. I think if it was a pigeon, it'd be looking a bit second-hand. No broken glass. The focus wheel still works despite having a pellet in it. Right, let's shoot it again. Take 2. Okay, so we're gonna step up to a pokier cartridge. This is a number 3. Weidmann's Heil high velocity traditional German hunting cartridge. This packs a fair bit of oomph apparently. So the number 4 steel wasn't gutsy enough. Hopefully this one will do the business. Okay, so here's the wad. So that made it to the target. The binoculars have been blown off the stump. Wow, so we've had a direct hit on the hinge here. No sign of breakage on the glass, but an awful lot more shots on the thing. I actually think we're going to need to go for something a little bit more heavy duty even than this. Yeah, and have you got any explosives? When you did this isn't part of your normal test program, is it? So
No, definitely
you didn't
not.
know what the result was going to be?
No, definitely not.
No.
That's why the testing got worse and worse, you know. In the end, we ended up shooting on it because we had no clue what to do.
So it had taken everything that you thought could happen in the real world
Exactly, yes.
and survived.
Yes.
So you kind of had to get more extreme and more creative in ways to try and destroy the product.
Exactly, that was the idea.
So I guess the idea for you guys is to make people understand the level of engineering that goes into a Zeiss product and just how tough they are in the real world.
Especially in comparison to other low-price binoculars. So this stuff for €1,000 more or less can stand way more than anything else in that price range. So and we are very proud of it. It's good to know that we survived once again.
So it's a question of people reassessing what they're actually buying here. They're not buying it for this year or for next year. They're
For
buying
generations, actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
for generation.
And I do have one question though. If somebody brings in a binocular to the Zeiss customer service department with shotgun pellets on, what do you say?
Well, the clear message of all what happened today is don't try this at home. So don't try this at home.
As shooting journalists, we get sent an awful lot of kit during the course of a year. And we do test it in the field. We take it out shooting, we get it wet, we get it muddy, but ultimately we have to show a bit of respect and we have to send it back. So it's been a fairly unique experience to be given a top-end binocular and been told to go out and try to destroy it. And obviously there's a serious message in there somewhere about their faith in the product and the level of engineering that goes into one of these bits of kit. But let's also be honest, it was a lot of fun. Bring on the bangs.